What is up, guys? My name is Ryan Souza 18 on the Ryan Souza 18 Forever channel, and I'm coming at you guys with the NFL Week 14 predictions. Let's get it started. We have a lot of matchups this week. We start off with the Thursday night game tonight, with the Denver Broncos, who are 9-3, going up against Oakland, who are 3-9. Pretty much a divisional matchup. The Denver Broncos are on a 7-game winning streak, with Peyton Manning just completely dominating throughout the whole season, after him being out all of last season. Who do I think will win this matchup of divisional rivals? I'm gonna have to say it's the Denver Broncos. I mean, I like what Peyton Manning's doing. He's good on play action. Um, his defense is just killer. I mean, I have his defense on fantasy football. They give me a lot of points. I mean, with so many players on that team, with Eric Decker and Demarius Thomas, with very in-depth wide receivers on the Denver Broncos. They're very elite wide receivers in the NFL, and of course with an elite quarterback such as quarterback Peyton Manning. So I'm going to go with Denver. Pulling off with a win tonight in Oakland. The reason why I don't pick Oakland is because you know what, they're 3-9. Their offense is terrible. I mean, Darren McFadden isn't the same Darren McFadden from last year and previous years. He's not getting those a lot of us fantasy owners a lot of points. Um, and in general, Oakland doesn't get any points anyway. But I'm gonna have to go with the Denver Broncos. That we have is the 5-6-1 St. Louis Rams going up against the Buffalo Bills, who are 5-7 in the AFC East. Buffalo's at home. Pretty much I do a football pool throughout the week, and I picked the Buffalo Bills. Reason why is I love C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson. Those are two great running backs on that team. With Mario Williams on defense, which they could really put a lot of pressure on quarterback Sam Bradford of the St. Louis Rams. So I'm gonna have to go with the Buffalo Bills pulling it off in their hometown. Then we have 11-1 Atlanta going up against Carolina, who are 3-9. Cam Newton, he's a pretty good quarterback. This season he's not really in a sense electrifying as he was last year. I mean, his sophomore year as a quarterback, he's not really doing as well as he was last year. I don't see the Carolina Panthers winning in this one. Atlanta has a very great offense with Julio Jones, Rodney White, Tony Gonzalez, and of course at quarterback you have Matt Ryan. Um, Michael Turner doesn't really get anything going for that offense. They need to work on their running game. Had to be better on red zone percentages. Um, but I'm pretty much predicting that the Atlanta Falcons will go 12-1, and have already clinched the NFC South. Then we have is the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-6, going against the Cincinnati Bengals. Who I pick in this one, I don't know. I mean, this is a very tough matchup. I mean, you have the Dallas Cowboys, who are 6-6, who pulled off a great win against the Philadelphia Eagles last Sunday night on Sunday Night Football. Um, and then I mean, Tony Romo, he's an okay quarterback. He's not one of the greatest quarterbacks. He could be better. I wish he didn't throw as many interceptions as he could. I wish he could connect more with Des Bryant and Miles Austin, especially Miles Austin, since he has that elite status in him. The Dallas Cowboys defense is a very good defense. They know how to run the blitz. They know how to do cover zones and stuff. So who I pick in this one? I'm gonna have to go with Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a very well established team. With AJ Green, Jamon Simpson, and at quarterback Andy Dalton. So expect Cincinnati Bengals to be in the playoffs this year again. So I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals. Then we have is the Kansas City Chiefs going up against the Cleveland Browns, who are 4-8, and then the Kansas City Chiefs, who are 2-10. I'm gonna have to go with this. Is the I have really no idea with this one. The Kansas City Chiefs pull off a good victory last week against the Carolina Panthers at home at Arrowhead Field. They get a win for their recently deceased linebacker Javon Belcher, which I'll be doing a video very soon on if they should honor Javon Belcher, which will be coming soon. But anyway, who I pick in this one? I have to go with the Cleveland Browns. Reason why? They they're an okay team. They're not the greatest team in the NFL. They're still need to improve on a lot of things. They have to improve on offense and defensively. But with the Kansas City Chiefs, their defense isn't as good. They don't get as much interceptions as other teams. Excuse me. Um, the Kansas City Chiefs, also offensive line doesn't really protect Matt Castle or Brady Quinn. So I'm gonna have to go with the Cleveland Browns. Then we have is to the Tennessee Titans going up against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm gonna have to go with the Indianapolis Colts. Reason why Andrew Luck is on a roll. He holds the record for most wins for a rookie in a season. That being 8 wins. Andrew Luck, pulled off a very surprising win against the Detroit Lions last week on Sunday night, afternoon. Um, and I really see Andrew Luck, pulling off with another victory against the Tennessee Titans. Then we have is the New York Jets versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm gonna have to pick as the Jacksonville Jaguars. I know they don't have the starting quarterback, Blaine Gabbert, but what's his name? If Chad Henne is able to maneuver around the pocket, throw it to Justin Blackman, Maurice Jones-Drew, I don't think he's still back yet. But I don't know. It's just the Jets. Their offense is terrible. If Mark Sanchez will be starting this Sunday, usually it was supposed to be the rookie quarterback, but he's not starting because Rick said we're gonna keep Sanchez at his job. But I don't know. The Jets really need to work on a lot of things, and I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The next matchup we have is the Chicago Bears going up against the Minnesota Vikings. I have to go with I'm about to say Cincinnati, the Chicago Bears. They're a very well established team. Their defense is pretty decent. With Brian Urlacher and a lot of players on that defense who really help out. Diminishing points from the other team. On offense, they're completely unstoppable. With Brandon Marshall, Matt Forte, Jay Cutler at quarterback, they have that potential to be a playoff team. So I see Cincinnati. Cincinnati. I keep saying Cincinnati. The Chicago Bears will be going 9-4 definitely. Then we have is the San Diego Chargers going up against the 7-5 Pittsburgh Steelers. It's rumored that, or it's actually kind of confirmed, if you want to say that Ben Roethlisberger will be starting in this matchup. I'm going to say with Big Ben, he's a very well established quarterback. They call him Big Ben because he's a big man, but he's able to maneuver around the pocket, get to his guys such as Antonio Brown, Mike Wallace, and Heath Miller. So I'm going to have to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Then we have is the Philadelphia Eagles going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Josh Freeman, he's a great, young quarterback. I know he's been in the league for a few years, but he's still a very well-established quarterback at that position. If he, throws passes to Vincent Jackson and Mike Williams, I'm sure he'll be fine. And especially if Doug Martin has a big game, I see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers pulling it off. And no offense to the Philadelphia Eagles, but you're 3-9. Your starting quarterback Michael Vick's out, and he sucks. That's pretty much it. Then we have the Baltimore Ravens, who are 9-3, going up against the 6-6 Washington Redskins. I'm gonna go with the Redskins. Reason why, I love RG3. I love what he does. He has the most rushing yards in the season for a rookie. He pulled out a stunner against the New York Giants this past Monday night on Monday Night Football. And I really see him, pulling off some miracles in this matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens, they're a very good team with Joe Flacco, Ray Rice, Anquan Bolden. They're even on defense. Ray Lewis is expected to return. Ed Reed will probably get an interception here or two on RG3. And RG3 actually only has 4 interceptions in the season. He has less than Andrew Luck. So we'll see who will be Rookie of the Year. The next matchup we have is Miami versus the San Francisco 49ers. San Francisco at home, they have a pretty good record at home. So I'm going to go with the San Francisco 49ers. They have a very good defense. I believe Colin Kaepernick will be starting this week, unless it's Alex Smith. I don't really know. But either way, San Francisco always finds a way to pull off with those shockers, and we'll see what happens in San Francisco. Then we have is my team, the New Orleans Saints, and I know you guys saying, well, yeah, the Bounty scandal, and Sean Payton's out, and all this nonsense. But I'm gonna have to go against my team on this one. They're facing the New York Giants, who are 7-5. But at the middle of the season, the New York Giants tend to lose a lot of games. But I'm gonna stick with the Giants right now because their defense is gonna be very killer against Drew Brees, and especially trying to cover Jimmy Graham, Marcus Colston, and Devery Henderson, and also Lance Moore. They really want to stop Drew Brees in the pocket. He's able to throw those deep bombs, and he's a very short quarterback, and he has to really look over the defense to throw deep. Um, but I'm gonna have to go with the New York Giants on this one, pulling off with another victory and possibly maybe clinching the NFC East. And then we have the Arizona Cardinals going up against the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks are pretty much, I believe, they're undefeated at home. They're 7-5. Russell Wilson is doing a great job, with Golden Tate and Sidney Rice. I want to see how this matchup works out. It's a pretty good matchup. I mean, division rivals going at it. The Arizona Cardinals win their first 4 games of the season and lose the last 8. I don't know what's happening with the Arizona Cardinals, but we'll see what happens in this matchup. Then we move on to Sunday Night Football. We have the Detroit Lions going up against the Green Bay Packers. Who I have in this one? I have the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers, he's 2011 MVP. He's able to, really throw those deep balls down the field to, Greg Jennings. Hopefully he gets me a lot of fantasy points this week. Randall Cobb, Jermichael Finley, James Jones. With Detroit is a very well-established team. I don't know how they just managed to, completely lose the game against Indy last week, but, they lost 35-33 in a very shocking way as Andrew Luck would pull off with a victory against the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford is a very great quarterback. Calvin Johnson, Titus Young, and Mikael LaSure is also a great running back. But I'm going to have to go with the Green Bay Packers. Their defense is very good, especially with Clay Matthews. Clay Matthews, you better watch out for him. He can sack you and really end your day. Then we move on to the final matchup. Monday Night Football, we have the Houston Texans, who are 11-1, going up against the New England Patriots, who are 9-3. Who I have in this one, this is a very tough one. Even when I was doing my not fantasy football, my football pool, I was like, the Houston Texans have a good defense, they have a good offense. The Pats have the same. Well, it's not really on defense, but offensively, they have good targets with Brendan Lloyd, Wes Welker, and Aaron Hernandez. I can't say Rob Gronkowski because he's out with a broken forearm. But the Pats are a very well-established team. I've said this a lot about other teams, but it's true. But my pick in this one, I'm gonna have to go with the Houston Texans. That defense is just completely killer, especially with J.J. Watt, swapping down those balls every time he goes up against an offense. It's gonna be very tough for Tom Brady to actually execute on offense with his wide receivers. So I'm gonna have Houston going 12-1. Green Bay going 9-5. 9-4. I'm gonna have Seattle going 8-5. I'm gonna have New York going 8-5. San Francisco going 9-3-1. Washington Redskins going 7-6. Tampa Bay also 7-6. Pittsburgh 7-6 as well. Chicago Bears going 9-4. Jacksonville Jaguars going 3-10. The Indianapolis Colts going 9-4. The Cleveland Browns going 5-8. The Cincinnati Bengals going 8-5. The Atlanta Falcons going 12-1. The Buffalo Bills going 6-7, and the Denver Broncos tonight against the Oakland Raiders. I'm gonna have the Denver Broncos winning this one to go 10-3, and they've already clinched their AFC West division. So we'll see what happens tonight, guys. Leave me your picks down below. I'll leave the list of all the teams that'll be playing this week for Week 14 in the NFL. Let me know of any injuries. I really want to know that way. I can find out who I should put in and who I should not. Let me know if you guys do fantasy football. Leave me your picks down below. Once again, this has been Rise18. I know I haven't done a video in a while. I'm gonna start to be doing more NFL videos, more baseball videos and stuff like that. This is gonna be more of a sports channel and still a wrestling channel. But from here on out, this has been Rise18. Peace.